What's goody, Hot Breathiverse? Welcome back to Hot Breath, the show where you learn comedy from the pros. I am your host, comedian Joel Byers, and our mission here is to cultivate the next generation of great comics by interviewing today's great comics. And our guest today is the first comic I saw live, and I was like, oh, there's levels to this comedy thing. Every time I've seen him, it's been an absolute murder on stage. And it's, he's been in the game over 30 years, but it did start, back when he was a rapper and beatboxer as Fat Free, I believe. And he's since been rising the ranks doing shows at Chinese family reunions and now arenas around the world. And fresh off his first Grammy nomination, welcome to the Hot Breathiverse, the one and only Lavell Crawford, my friend. Welcome.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. And I'm glad I got to look at my inbox and see that you had sent me a message.
We out here.
I'm just, I started doing that the last couple of years, man. I really wouldn't even go in there and look.
Yeah.
And people have messages that ask me to do some cool stuff, but it'd be like 7 months later. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I missed that.
That's what people will ask me, like, how do I get so many dope people on the show? And I was like, well, ask. Maybe if you ask.
Yeah. Closed mouth don't get fed. That's what I heard.
Yeah. And now we've interviewed over 400 comics on here. So
That's fantastic.
It's been building and building. And what I loved about researching your career is that actually we share the similarity that I saw Sinbad and was like, yo, I want to do that. Now, it was Afros and Bell Bottoms. I think you saw him live while you were in college.
Yeah. He was he had just fresh off of the Cosby Show, his first debut on the Cosby Show, right before he became a teacher on Different World, before they even did the spinoff. So we was both young. I mean, he was way older than me. He was a little older than me. So he was a young dude just looking for it.
What was it about him that was made you want to be like, all right, I want to do comedy instead of beatboxing?
Well, first of all, I took third in the talent show when I beatboxed, when I rapped and I deep beatboxed, and everybody else that was in the group got stage fright. and I knew that I had something because I was fearless on the stage. For some reason, I like to be up there. And but when I met him and I watched him, the thing is, it's like you see a lot of, they're just, ethnic, ethnic background, black man, you're a white man, you're a young white comic, and you watch your own peers, white guys that but you saw Sinbad.
Yes.
But see, when I was in college, I didn't see any black comics. I think the only comic, I thought Richard Pryor, and I think Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy was the only ones allowed black to do comedy.
Oh, wow.
At that time. You know what I'm saying? And then I knew Bill Cosby, but then after I started researching and started looking around, I was saying, man, it was been black comedians all over. But, before, we had the cable booming for comedy came up. We didn't know that. I didn't know nothing about it, but I seen a lot of, white comedians, mainstream comedians come to our college, and they were funny, but I just didn't know how. I never talked to those guys. But when Sinbad came, he just really put a fire in me, and he was so honest. He was so nice, and he talked about his first time he had a big gig. He was up for Earth, Wind, and Fire. And how Earth, Wind, and Fire, they legendary, come on. I mean, and they was in Kansas City, and they was yelling out, they getting hyped. It's like, about 5,000 people there. Oh, y'all ready for Earth, Wind, and Fire? They was, Earth, Wind, oh, y'all ready to cry? They launching. And they said, "But first," yeah, they put that "but first" on poor Sinbad, and he had to come up there and try to follow that "but first," and they were booing, and they was going crazy. He said, for some reason, he knew that was a green light for him to win him over, and once he got him because they were just how people just ready, but everyone loves to laugh. I mean, if you're gonna be funny, just be funny. You can't let them beat you. So. And he said, once I seen that, I knew that I could do this. And I watch him, he has great crowd control. He has, and Sinbad is a funny thing about him. He always strived to be a clean comic, right? And but off stage he cussed like a sailor.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny because I know him personally, so it's just like, man, I like, dude, people with that crap on themselves. They didn't know that how you talk off stage.
Right, yeah.
Because like when the Bill Cosby thing came up, because he was a real supporter of Bill Cosby, he was just cussing. And he was going off, and I was like, all right, man, we know, man, and we just go pray for him, let it be. So, but he was always a good dude, and it was an honor for me to do the celebrity benefit for his having the stroke, man, because I was like, that's Sinbad, man,
dude.
I don't care if they talk about kings of comedy and stuff. I mean, Sinbad is solidified.
Oh yeah.
You understand?
Oh, dude. Undefeated.
I mean, the things to do, and Sinbad's life, his comedy life, it's almost like we on the same track. But I ain't had a sitcom. He had a couple of sitcoms. People don't even understand. Sinbad been hitting it for a long time, but he always keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing I respect about him.
That's what I was like. We were actually going back and forth before he had the stroke about doing the show, and we were just getting scheduling down. And then he had a stroke, and he like disappeared. And I was just like, oh man, I hope he's all right. Because for me, he's on my Mount Rushmore. Like he's who I saw, and then he's one of those people that just has fun on stage, and you have fun on stage.
Oh yeah, it's I can't take myself serious. Mm-hmm. I can't take myself for granted, but I can't take myself serious. Because you got to think about this. If we take the layers off of comedy, let's just say take the skin off of a chicken and get to the meat. Take the meat off of the chicken, you get to the bone. It's just a bone. This was a real creature that we freaking eating. And this had life, it had thoughts, it had fears. But it was just something. It was a chicken, but we up here and paid $10 for a whole bucket of it, and we don't even realize what it went through to be there. But with this comedy, if you take the layers off of Chappelle, layers off of Chris Rock, layers off of Kevin Hart, layers off of Sinbad, and be honest with yourself, we are all freaking making a living telling jokes, things that are funny to us, and getting paid for it. Yes, the public speaking part does take a little bit of, but dude, we get blessed. People packing in to see me, and I'm sitting up here thinking I'm this grand dame, like I'm the greatest comedian.
I'm an artist.
I can't even get one side on a Rubik's Cube, but I'm over thinking I'm so special, But I do have a skill that some people can't grasp, and that's the beautiful thing about it. But it's how I exploit it and making people trust me. That's the whole I think the whole talent, the professional part, getting people to trust that they know when they come to see you, they know they're gonna come out of this mug laughing their butt off.
How do you build that trust?
Go up and be funny.
Just
and be
murder.
And it's not even murder the crowd. It's just like, man, get up there and not have confidence in what you're talking about. And not understand it. Like, you have sets. And see, when I started, I had sets that I would go up and I would talk about. And because I used to be, I lost a few pounds. I'm a little slimmer than I was. And before, and I used to do the fat jokes, and people always say, yeah, we know you in your fat jokes. And if you lose weight, what you gonna do? And I said, well, I think I'm gonna be funny as hell, because my whole thing is, you don't understand, I'm a tactician. I understand that in the art of war, you have to find a way in the door. And see, and the thing about me is you had to come in showing that you're humble or weak, and then you are strong. But the thing about me, I come in and talk about the elephant in the room first. I'm that's the little kid that, look at that lady got a booger in her nose.
Yeah.
That kid brings it up so it can get out of the way. So when I used to talk about my weight, I get that out of the way. And you know how comfortable people become when you joke about yourself? Because you don't understand, there may be 300-400 people in there, and I guarantee all of them have insecurities. I don't care if the prettiest woman or the most good-looking guy, the most in shape guy, most of the time, and they all going through something. And if you joke about yourself, that takes the power from them. And it also gives them, empowers them, because they're like, man, You know, hey man, I mean, like it's simple out here. It's easy. I mean, I joke about myself. I mean, it's cool. See, and once you become that person, see, that's what the world is trying to do is take that away from people, from not joking about anything. You're like, oh, you making a joke about my sexuality? No, I'm not. I'm making a joke about it because you're a person, and we're supposed to joke about everything going on. Quirky guys, quirky things. It's just funny, so you can if you make people laugh about it, they won't judge you no more. If you comfortable in your skin you in, nobody really says anything. But you want to bully somebody into not, accepting. Like I heard, now you can't call people fat anymore. And I'm like, man, I wish I'd stayed bigger. I would have never had weight loss surgery if I knew it was illegal for you to put me down. Because I mean, I heard it all my life,
Wow.
But my understanding is that's a cop-out because it don't make you better. When you start getting accepted, it don't make you better. Even if somebody make up a joke about your sexuality, I'm gonna be prideful in my sexuality because it's what I want to do. If I'm prideful in the way I look this way, I'm cool with the way I look. I may joke about it, but I'm walking around, I'm Lavell Crawford, people breaking their neck to come and take pictures with me and be around me. So I don't have to, and that's how I thought before I became this Lavell Crawford, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I said, when I got on stage, I would joke about it. And, and then, of course, you have those people that want to go, yeah, you got some chicken, I'll feed you. You got those goofy people. But my son said something to me just the other day that was powerful. With your fans, you suffer fools also. You have to understand that some people are not going to be civilized. They're going to come at you weird. And you have to just know how to navigate around them without even getting them. Because, see, they love you, but they thinking like, oh, he said that. And sometimes when you hear it again, because I heard, and I do this, I talk about all of this because I see a lot of women comedians, from Amy Schumer to comedians that I know back in the day that would get on stage and be real raunchy.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl Underwood, all of them. But when a man would come up to him after the show, say, hey, so what's going on? I ain't like that, and get an attitude. But the thing is, you don't have to do nothing with this guy, but you can scare him. Oh man, what you got? Pull it out. I mean, you got to stay in your character because that's who you are. Now, somebody say, you got some chicken? I say, I've already ate, man. I don't like that kind of chicken. You're going to have to come better. That little bitty wing, man. I kill that in a couple of seconds. Just something and just walk away. Because, see, you're going to have, you got to understand, you got to stay strong in your truth. Once you stay strong in your truth, because when I used to do the fat jokes, I do the fat jokes about how people were reacting to me. And how they acted to me and how, how I had to come at it, like how baby stared, heard fat people with the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And a kid looking at you the whole time like you some kind of, something from a Jurassic Park coming in that's going to eat them, and then the parent picking them up like you'd ate a kid before. Yeah. And I used to do things like that, but it's funny because it takes away that armor. And then what I watch on other fat comedians or larger comedians that's up and coming, I see that they're following the same rhythm. Like Ronnie Jordan, he talks about his weight.
Yeah, kills though.
But Ronnie Jordan was young. He's one of my students. He watched me so many times, and we talk all the time. He said I was one of his heroes, and because I stayed in my truth. And and that's the real thing about it. But then I was on a radio interview recently. Man, I got a lot of honesty this week, and this young lady told me, she said, "You don't understand, man. You the only comedian I know that reinvents itself all the time." And I didn't even know that I was doing that. He said, from you gone on Breaking Bad, you've been on Tyler Perry movie, but then you get on Breaking Bad, you done Last Common Standard, but you also done Def Jam, you lost weight, and and talk about that. But I said, well, I think, and this is something a comedian should understand when you doing your thing, your comedy is just like your dream, and it's your dream. And what I say meant about that, if you ever watch like Freddy Krueger, right? Freddy Krueger will come in your dream, and he'll take your dream, turn it against you, and wind up killing your dream because he freaks you out and scares you so much because it's a nightmare. But you see, the answer to that all the time was the person who was in the dream who controlled his nightmare, became the nightmare, or became, this is my dream. So you control the narrative. It's your dream. You in my dream. So, Freddie, you ain't gonna do that in my dream. You gonna sit your ass down. And once you understand that you're writing your story. This is your story. So you get on stage, you talk about what the hell you want to talk about. You be who you are. You don't let people you're not there to make friends. You're there to be a comedian. The greatest comedians never had people that he pleased. He went into people pleasing business. That's impossible.
Oh, I mean, Chappelle just got jumped on stage like a few days ago.
Well, but that I can't really even weigh that up, because what I heard was this guy was a rapper. He was a clout chaser.
Oh, okay.
What I found out, he was a rapper, and he was trying to get some clout, and thought that he'd get up on, because they said he got a rap song where he's called Chappelle, and the whole thing's crazy, man.
Oh, wow.
You don't even understand. It was just an opportunity, but it's just a thing. But yeah, he did jump on stage, and it was weird. And people all think, because he was talking about the trans community. I said, no.
Do you think more people are going to start doing that, though?
I mean, they've been doing things like that.
Jumping.
I mean, right here, Gary Owens had a guy, and it wasn't a black guy. It was it was a good old boy. Got up on stage at him, and they had security had to grab him down. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
See, we forget. We always forget. We got to think about, man. If you watch, they had the what is it? The Comedy Store. The reunion, they was talking about the Comedy Store, and they talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly of comedy. And they showed this one guy who played a guitar, and the guy said, and this guy was yelling, "You suck!" Come up here and say that. He said, "You suck." He said, "Hey man, you better stay away from this stage. How you gonna get it?" He said, "What you gonna do?" And he came up there, and the guy broke the guitar over his guy's head, and the crowd kind of got mad at him for breaking his guitar and said, "Hey, he came at me,"
Right.
But they showed some guy. As he was doing a regular comedy night, and some guy, and he kept on making fun of this guy. But see, the thing about, we got to understand, it's two sides to every story, and it's two sides to everything. Dave's thing, that was weird. That was some clout chasing. But comedians got to understand, we all get caught in this tornado of machismo. Especially men, we don't know how to pull our ego down and understand, man, this guy's vulnerable. If he's getting this mad, let's relinquish it. Because you got 300 people in here that didn't want you to get in no fight with him. Why don't you let security get him out? Or, all right, man, I gotta love you, dog. Let's not even go there. You gotta find a way to take it out, take the power away from the devil or whoever, and pull back. Because you keep going at somebody, basically now you're punching him and he can't swing back. So what he gonna do? He gonna attack you. He gonna try to come on stage. You don't want that, because that take you out of your element, because you can't recover. Even though Dave recovered, he still didn't recover. Because they was over there beating the shit out of a guy while everybody was on stage, and Dave was shook. I don't give a fuck when nobody say, I know me as a comedian. I know martial arts. I know a lot of things I can do, but I don't want to get in a position where I have to hurt somebody and I'm a comedian. That ain't my job to be beating the shit out of nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike Tyson didn't even want to beat the shit out of that guy on the plane. You understand? They fuck with Mike Tyson. People who got a problem where they try to get, you got to understand. And Mike was being peaceful. And I mean, you poked the bear, brother. And I mean, you better thank God he didn't give you brain damage, because I mean, he could have really hurt that guy. But the shameful thing is, why did he have to? Because he was minding his business. I've been around Mike Tyson. I mean, when he's sober, he chill. He really kind of scared of a person like me, because I got words. And and I ain't no little dude, but I ain't gonna fight the motherfucker. He gonna beat my ass. I ain't trying to do that. I ain't trying to go to hospital. Even if I get a lick in, I'm gonna look stupid. Yeah, I punched him though. Yeah, but they said you ain't gonna have your kidneys. You pissed all over yourself.
All right, we've approached our 20.
Oh, okay.
So I won't hold you up.
We got time.
We got a little time?
Yeah,
we
I got too many comedians before me. They ain't got the room for
I just wanted to be respectful of your time.
It's all good.
You're Lavell Crawford.
I'll let you know if we have to wrap it up, but we good right now.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's respect, because you're a comedian, man. Like, I saw you at the Uptown, not the original, but I saw you at the Uptown that was next to the strip club.
Okay,
and that was the first time I saw you, and I was just like, yo, like, because what you're like, yeah, we're comedians, we're funny, but like it's like, I don't think I'd seen it again until Earthquake's new special. Like, that's probably the next time I've seen someone just kill that hard. And as a comedian, like, I came up in the hood rooms here in Atlanta, like, I'm White Boy Joe. I'm White Boy Joe. I'm the plug on white people around here. So like, I'm used to, like, in like white rooms, it's more about like, how cool are you and who do you know? But like in urban rooms, it's like, if you're funny, you get on stage, you know? So I'm just used to seeing like killing, and then to see you kill that hard, I was like, how? Like, when did you, because you've been doing it over 30 years, what was the point to where you're like, oh, I'm really firing on all cylinders now, where it's just like laughs the entire show?
I work at it.
Reps.
Yeah. It's like muscle memory. I think, once you start doing it, you can feel the energy, and then you know how to switch gears. Like, I was on stage the first show. I was just playing, talking about things I wanted to talk about, and if I got laughers, it's all, I'm a fisherman. Like, people always wonder how pro bass fishermen, they catch all these fish. They don't ever catch every fish. And then when they catching every fish, they catching all the fish that bite. But you got about 3,000 of the fish that ain't fucking with that fake lure. They ain't fucking with nothing you got. They know not to do it. You got the smart ones and the dumb ones. You catching the dumb ones. Mm-hmm. But I don't call my laughers dumb ones. I call them people that came out to enjoy themselves. But those people are the triggers to make everybody else laugh. And then once you getting them laughing, you can go any way up there. And so when I'm up there and I'm doing it, I say, oh man, in my brain, I'm just directing how I want to punch him. And I said, oh, I'm gonna hit him with this. And I'm gonna just do this. Why not talk about that? And in my brain, it's going, I am on 8-cylinder V. I'm on a Cleveland 4-barrel. I know I'm on a Cleveland 4-barrel. I know my brain is, but somebody else be like, man, I should have did this. But sometimes you have those moments where you feel it. When you feel that moment where everything is clicking and clicking and clicking, that's how you practice your comedy, to always find the clicks. And you can find, once you get in it, because when I got on Comedy View, when I was doing Comedy View, they give you 5 to 7 minutes. So you had to come with it. And I was always had jokes with punch 5. And I always would do it like that. And sometimes you want to give them the ride. And I think when they come to a big show, you want to give them the roller coaster ride. You want them to have that ride. They didn't even know they've been up there only about 3 minutes. They done almost lost their life 17 times. And then they go, and they sit there like, oh my God. And that's exactly what you want to give them. If you could give them that, it's a great reward. Like, I only did 52 minutes that first show. I sometimes be on stage all damn night, man, because I could talk. But I said, nah, man, I'm getting grown, man. I don't want to do that all the time. I want to just break my back trying to be over funny, because I know I got you. They already know I'm funny. They come because of all the shit I have done. So when I come in and then they get to laugh with me, and I'm doing more shit in front of them, it's just another level. Oh my God, I'm up here now, so I can do anything I want.
And really, like, every set I've seen you do is like different. So like, you're extremely prolific. Like, are you writing on stage, or do you do like pen to paper? Like, what, or how's it evolved over the years from when you started?
I'm writing all day. And not on pen and paper, but I'm writing all day. If I watch the news, I listen to people talk, people tell me things. I'm always figuring it out and thinking about it funny. And I think I'm always writing. Just thinking about, man, I'm going to talk about that. I may just get up on stage and talk. I talk about, me and my wife had an argument today, and I talked about it, because sometimes is my best therapy, getting on stage and just letting it out of me. You know, I mean, the waitress, I'm talking about the eyelashes, the waitress, and she got them eyelashes out. And I didn't want to say it to her and hurt her feelings when she wouldn't do right. But I talked about it on stage. So she don't know where I got it. She don't know why I talked about it. Even though I joked about it, I didn't say no more to her about it. So I got on stage and I didn't pick her out. You know, of course, some could be like, yeah, you do that waitress with them big old eyelashes. I ain't do that.
Yeah.
See, I found a joke. See, and so, you know, and I realized you don't have to make fun of somebody. Sometimes I do mess with people because how their energy is, and I mess with them, but it'd be so funny that they had to break down and laugh because they can't sit there, because it's not that I'm putting them down. I'm not calling them a bitch or punk motherfucker. I'm not giving them. I'm not making them feel bad, but I'm joking about them. Like last time I was here, I think this guy was out there. I said this guy's a mathematician. He didn't even care about the show. He's up there doing an equation at the table on the bill. How much the excise tax? If you take 9 into 2, the square root of 5, and I was on the side. See, you're not listening. And I went into this whole thing of how he was. He was giving me the stink eye. But he started breaking. Because he had to laugh because, you know, I mean, man, but everybody around him was on the floor, you know, and sometimes, but he couldn't get mad because I was saying you were smart. I'm not putting you down. That's the thing about with the Chris Rock thing. He called it G.I. Jane. That was a hot-ass movie back in the 80s or 90s. And of course, Jada Pinkett would take that role. She would take that role immediately if they gave her G.I. Jane too. And the thing about it is, I just, you know, I see people when it comes back in people's face, well, you think people are going to start doing that? My whole thing is they been.
Yeah.
You know, Steve Brown.
Yeah.
But see, and I love Steve, but we got to keep it real. Steve said he seen the dude slap his wife and hit his mama. Why are you talking to him? Yeah. That dude doing that crap, hey, security, let's get him out of here. He needs some rest. And if he ain't gonna go, I'm gonna walk on stage, let that brother cool down, because I'm not gonna, that right there is like a tiger's loose, but I'm gonna go, get out of here, tiger. No, you don't do that. I don't care if I can't fight. I'm not gonna see. He said he got his arm cut and all this stuff, and he said he been traumatized by it. But I said it wasn't your job to keep on talking to this dude. And you said people had your back. And I understand, Steve. And like I said, that machismo get in there and you think you can handle it. And he did. He had boxing skills and all that. But my whole energy was, dude, when they like that, let them go. Let them leave. It's better that you do that than sit up there and get yourself in something stupid. Because basically, what I have saw, he crazy. Everybody at the table crazy with him. You understand? You don't know who else crazy. And they ain't out loud crazy. They gonna come up there with him and whoop your ass or whatever they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He with some people. So it's like, don't push yourself in there. I mean, I done seen some, I think, who is that? Who was that comedian? What's it? Shoot, I remember Mike Epps would walk off stage. Y'all ain't laughing at me. He be in the act 5 minutes and walk off stage back in his early days. I'm like, man, y'all ain't laughing at me. And he'll go home after I brought him down and everything. Yeah, I've been knowing these guys a long time.
Sounds like you at Bronner's Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
2 a.m.
Yeah.
Did you dip early on that one?
No, actually, I didn't. I finished my act.
Oh, I thought you left your set early because you're like, she told you to be clean, and then you're like, F it. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh my God, that was. I didn't leave though. Honestly, I did. I went up doing 25, 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I stayed up there, but everybody else was leaving. You know, so I was like, what did I do? I mean, you know, I thought it seemed like a great crowd. Ryan Manning went up. All these guys went up, but they were doing Blue. I mean, Pat Brown, funny female comedian. She had brought me up. Damon Williams had went up. He killed, but he was doing dirty jokes. But she going, you be clean. And I was like,
Pat said this?
No, not Pat. The lady, the
Booker.
runner.
Yeah.
Whoever, Miss Brown or whatever.
Yeah.
who I won't have to ever worry about. She would love to have me do her show now. But
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price, sweetheart. Thank you, sweetie. You have a nice day, okay? But she came to me and said that, so I'm doing clean, and I had no problem with that. I do church, but my whole energy was, it was like, man, they do dirty, I come and do clean. It's not gonna blend but I thought that when I wasn't doing dirty, the crowd was like, oh, he clean, I gotta go. But that's where I met my wife, the lovely Deshawn. I met my wife there at that was during Valentine's Day weekend.
Wow.
And I got mad. I was just like done. I was just like, man, I was hurt, man, because I said it was a big show. They bragged on how big it is. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, what did I do, man? People just walking out on me. You know, I ain't saying they didn't like me. But when I walked in the back, that's when Damon Williams came and got me and said, hey, Lavell, it's about 200-300 people out here want pictures. So I'm like, I thought everybody was gone, but it wasn't that they was walking out. They said the buses was leaving. My wife, that's the wife that I met, my woman, my wife now, she was there. She was one of the women taking a picture with me. And it called her Blue Jeans, man. It was a kind of a chance meeting because she had whispered in, where you staying at? And I wouldn't tell her exactly where I was staying at. I told her the hotel, but I ain't tell her what room. But she faked like she was my wife and was able to leave a message on my room. So that's how ironic, talking about speaking stuff into existence.
Yeah.
Might be the pivotal interview to turn it over.
Let's go.
You know, so when she said that, when I called her back and we talked for hours, and lo and behold, we had some moments and stuff, but it was meant to be, and we've been married ever since, going on 15 years. But she the one said no, they was leaving because the buses was leaving. And they had to get on. If they, some of them wasn't staying downtown, they were staying out. And the crazy thing about it, my hotel was just, me and Tony Roberts and Damon Williams had walked from my hotel at the Holiday Inn at the time, over to the Days Inns where they had a diner downstairs to eat. It had a Denny's down there. I think it's still down there. Had a Denny's down there. We went down there to eat, me and him, and I guess they had met some females. So, and I was just sitting there, man. I wanted something to eat. She was in that hotel, but strange enough, we never saw each other that night. But the next day, we talked on the phone, and then we wound up. Everything started meshing together. It was interesting. I honestly knew a girl down there, but she didn't show up. And so I was mad about that. But I didn't know her at the time. So, but we wound up, I guess that was the reason why she didn't show up, because I was meeting the one for me. So.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. Yeah. It's so funny how comedy does that too. Like comedy, it like breaks you down just to like build you up. It's like if something bad happens, you're like, I kind of look at like the lower the lows, the higher the highs. And if a heroic bomb happens, it's like, oh, something good's on the other side of this.
Yeah, you. That's how you should speak it, even if you don't happen right away. It's just like Last Common Standing, man. It was like, I thought it was in the bag, but I knew it wasn't in the bag when we went to the rehearsal, because they were, this guy, one of the extras, had heard the producer saying, yeah, we'll make a joke about Lavell, because they was gonna carry John Reap in on this big old like royalty platform with the band playing on the side, and they gonna have just regular people walk down with me, and I had to walk down. And I was just like, why are they doing that? What kind of crap is this? And so they had knew who they was gonna pick as the winner. And I went to the producer, I said, well, you know what, I won't be here tonight. I told him, I said, I'm not coming. You already know who the fuck y'all want to win. I said, I'm not gonna embarrass me and my family. We'll go have dinner and fuck this. Oh. And they pulled me to the side, said, Lavell, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't know what you heard. I said, I heard it from the horse's mouth. I know you didn't pick me as a fucking winner. It's okay. I said, I helped your show, you helped me, and I appreciate it. I'm out. And I was leaving. They went, they chased me down, and they threw the contract in my face. I said, don't give a fuck about no contract. I don't need that shit. I ain't never been that person. You can't scare me with that. And they were like, Lavell, please come tonight. Please come tonight. And they called me and they got a car service to come and get me the whole 9, make sure I showed up.
Right.
They got me a suit, because I didn't have a suit. They bought me a suit. And when we went up, of course, I didn't win. And I sit up there and looked down. My brother, he in the other room, he had tears running out. He was a fucking big ass baby crying. My sister crying. I'm fucking mad as fuck, and then I'm in my dress room, just sitting there, and they said, hey, we're gonna need that suit back.
No!
True story.
Had to bring St. Louis out on him, man.
Oh my God.
I'm leaving.
Man, like, right, but they had to take that damn suit
Still
back.
the tags on it.
Oh my God. But, and I thought to myself, I was angry that I didn't win, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing was, right after that, I had to go to the fucking Comedy Works in Denver. I walk in there and it's sold out all weekend. Out. Everywhere I went, sold out. Then I was saying, oh, I won.
Yep.
I won. Then I was hitting it like that so hard, then everything. I was in Canada. I get a call. I was supposed to be on that movie Comeback with Ice Cube. If you ever remember that movie Comeback, it had a young lady, what's her name? Akilah and the Bee, what's her name? Kiki Palmer was in it. I was supposed to be in that. But they had already booked me for it. But the Limp Bizkit fucker who directed it, some bitch got mad. I ain't know that guy. Why the fuck you gonna put him in this movie without my permission? He was the director. So he kicked me off the movie. Because I was like, wow, I'm getting a movie off of this. So I was in the mix. But it was okay, because after that, I got another movie with Kristen Stewart and Jesse Eisenberg, called that with American Ultra. And and everything started opening, man. I mean, then Breaking Bad, here Breaking Bad comes.
Yeah.
I know all these things from Last Common Standing. And I said, so when you say you bomb real big, some good coming from it. I ain't bombed, but I lost. And I just thought, oh my God, I could have used that money. I wish I could have got that. And I thinking everything, why, God, you didn't let me win. What, I got to keep going through this,
White Devil won.
And then think about I did say, yeah, it's some white shit. I ain't let no brothers win. And I
country white boy, too. I've had John on here.
Yeah, John. Yep. And the thing about John was fighting demons, but John was a sweetheart, man. It could have never happened to a nicer dude.
At least he's funny. At least he's like not funny and still won. And at least he's funny.
John was funny and he's likable.
Yeah.
And he was a sweet guy. He was going through some tumultuous shit. He was married to this young lady and she was just not the one. And he was drinking his fucking ass down under the fucking bed. I don't know why he was drinking so fucking much. And then he had to follow me. And that white, black crowd, whatever, dude. It don't matter. I'm Lavell, dude. So it was ugly,
dude.
Yeah,
dude. And seeing it again tonight, yeah. I'm like just watching it, just like hearing the laughter, and like I'll keep track too of like I'll like keep a timer as well, and like the next time I look down, it's 20 minutes, and I was like. The laughter is like every laugh is a house laugh. There's no like little pitter patter. Every single thing hits. So it's like I'm 12 years in and it's a lifelong journey. Like I feel good where I'm at in terms of just like I'm not, doing open mics bombing, at 1 a.m. in front of bartenders. But it's how I don't know, 12 years in, part of me, I have to like fight that urge to be like, but where's mine?
You can't count the years. Yeah. Why you counting the years? What's your expectations? What was your expectation in 12 years?
I don't even think I had. I just want to be full time, which I am. I guess I just wanted to make comedy my job, and it is.
And the thing about that, if you got a podcast 400 fucking guests, you're finding your rhythm. 10 years in, you just really getting your feet wet because the first 5, 6, man, your ass fucking just I don't want to talk about.
Goo goo gaga.
Yeah,
baby talk.
You're thinking you're funny, but you
Yeah.
ain't even reaching funny. You'll know when, let's say, 20 years from now, I talk to you again, and I might even see you on stage, and you up there cruising, just cruising the stage, like you watch me how I cruise the stage. Because once you get past all of the expectations, that's what you do. Because what you do is, like, I always give analogies because I can't explain. I can say it in words, but I think you ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how Goku went from Goku and he had the tail and the monkey power, then he went into Super Saiyan. I think it was Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2 and 3. Then he went all the way up to Super Saiyan God and blah, blah, blah. He went all the way up there, but then he went to past Super Grand. He went to Ultimate Instinct. But when he turned into Ultimate Instinct, this whole shell broke off of him, and he was just Goku. You understand? He was just Goku, but he was so powerful. He didn't have no colors. He didn't have shit. He had a little glow, but he was Goku. That is where you go when you come back to just being you. When you get back to just being you, you're unstoppable because you're self-actualized. You understand that nobody can fuck with me.
You said let go of expectations. Is that what you said?
Yeah, expectations. Yeah, you should never. You always want to get up and do well on stage, but you shouldn't get up there like worrying about 10 years where I'm at.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing what you love, man.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, man, dude, if my brother, he made it into the NFL, he could always talk about that. Even he was with Michael Vick. He fucking got drafted. This fucking little fucking stupid kid that I used to beat up and torture all the time. He fucking made it. He said he was gonna play in the pros, and he made it all the way to the NFL. I mean, he got cut, but fuck, he made it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Dude, and if you would have got to play, how many years do you play? You know, because that was your pinnacle. So you understand when you put yourself in a plateau where you start, let's say you start working nationally in 10 years. Now, what's your expectation? I need movies. I need sitcom. I need this. I need Grammys. I need,
It's a great white voice, by the way. I need.
It ain't even a white voice. It's like a little bad midget motherfucker. That's all I'm doing. I'm not even white or black. I'm just like
someone whining about why.
Yeah. Why? Because see, after a while, man, like where I'm at, I've been blessed to make a lot of money. And my
Holy
thing,
Willie.
and it's a blessing to be there and make this money, but it's also a curse that I haven't. Finally, I got property. I bought a house. I bought my wife franchise. We finally got that going. I want to take the money that God blessed me with I don't have to break my back to do it, to leave something. Some kind of inheritance, hell, because I could get like Dave Chappelle. And of course, I should have a lot of shit if I got Dave Chappelle money. But right now, I've got Lavell money, and I can make a lot of doors because I knew a comic. He's a preacher down here now. Very good dude, and I'm fucking missing his name now. Cause I'm grown and I brought his name up. I'm sitting there, Rodney. And his name is Rodney.
Oh, okay.
And Rodney, but I think it was his last name before I get.
He still does comedy, or he doesn't anymore?
No, he's a preacher
He's just
now.
a preacher
I don't think
That's
he does
great.
comedy no more. But Rodney told me he was a touring comic. Okay, Rodney bought 4 houses. Rodney had Lexuses. He used his money that he got and he invested, but he was a military guy and he got out of the military. He got married, he got divorced, and he went through a different steps in his life to be where he is. And it's incredible that he had told me, you just got to invest your money. Take the monies that you get. And man, I was a promoter. I made money then. I mean, I've IRS show you what kind of money I got. Cause I got to pay these motherfuckers back. And I mean, the thing about it, I wish I had some of that money. But the thing about it, squandering your squandering your money because I ain't have nobody to show me how to do it. I had an uncle to tell me this what you should do, but he didn't show me because I'm not a dumb person, but I need someone to guide me.
Is that the uncle that was a clown?
Clown.
Do you have an uncle that's a clown? In my research, I had that you have an uncle that was a clown. Maybe you were clowning on your uncle. Maybe you're like, he's a clown, like he's not really like, he ain't like that.
He clowned.
Dang, I tried to do a deep cut on that one. I try to go deep on these interviews. I tried to pull down a spade right there.
You got some of them. No, I don't know. I got an uncle that don't damn clown.
All right.
That be it. Yeah, he probably. I got some. They some clowns that act silly. They was funny. Michael Bush, rest his soul. He used to be a funny motherfucker, man. Yeah, I mean, he used to say what's on his mind, and then he had a lot of funny shit happen to him. He was always been a funny dude, you know. But
you're talking about all this money though, but you know, I'll go headline up in Maryland for $200. So like that's where I'm at right now.
Dude, I've been there.
Of course, then I've gone and done like other gigs for $5,000.
Dude,
so
I drove all the way through Canada and came back with $175. I did Saskatchewan. I was in Bemidji, Minnesota. I done all these places, and I came back with $175.
Wow.
Hey, if gas was cheap, thank God that was cheap, but I didn't make no money. I've done a lot of things for fucking free.
Yeah.
I remember the first gig I got for $250 freaking dollars, and my head gasket blew up on my car, and I had to use a whole $250 to get my car fixed.
I did that with my alternator before.
Yeah. So I mean, but $200, $300, it's the when I didn't even know how to get paid at comedy at one time, but I loved doing it because I was I get free snacks, for fucking drinks, had a good time getting on stage, and I, meeting people. That was the moments, that I had missed. You know what I'm saying? Now everybody get it. It's like I didn't get to a point where I'm flying, but everybody that I used to be on the ground with, I still love them, but they don't talk to me the same. We don't get to blend no more because they think they can't act around me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a like when I got this Grammy nomination, nobody really freaking knew. Nobody knew. And I mean they talked about it right on NBC TV. It was right out there, Lavell Crawford, and everybody know my freaking name. And I mean, none of my friends that I thought was my friends, they my friends, and I don't hold them accountable. I mean, because jealousy is a horrible monster, you know what I'm saying? It's a painful monster that some people can't get out of, and they won't say they're jealous, but why you ain't call me? Because I called, like, Earthquake Special. He called me, and I told him, man, fantastic special. But it ain't no big deal. It was a 30-minute special. Earthquake, the headliner, all my specials are an hour.
Yeah.
I only got one 30-minute one. That was on Premium Blend. All my specials, and the BET one, all my shit is hours. And I did the same thing in an hour.
Yeah, that's true.
So my thing is Earthquake. I mean, he been that funny for a long time. What he was doing, it wasn't amazing to me because people, he killed. I'm like, I knew Earthquake way back in the freaking day. Earthquake was fucking slaughtering. He was stronger back then than he is now. Wow. Now he's corporate.
What? He's corporate now?
Yeah, he got radio shows, shit. When you start getting that kind of shit, it's a different. You're not the same.
He's not as raw anymore.
You're not the animal you was.
Joe, I'm seeing his. I can't stop talking about his special. Like Rodney Perry called me because he was like, I believe you sold more Earthquake specials than anyone. Like, because I just keep talking about it. And everyone I see, I ask them about it. Like, every comic, I'm like, have you seen the Earthquake special? You got to see it. Like, it's just.
Well, see, the only reason you say that because when I'm not shitting on this special. It was great. I didn't even see it, but I worked with him all year. I know.
Yeah.
So, but the thing about it is, my special, Can a Brother Get a Love, probably was the last. Dave Chappelle's, you could give Dave Chappelle's his because that's what everybody always talk about it. It's indoctrinated in our mind. But if we was all on the same playing field and my special, Can a Brother Get Some Love, it was probably, and I ain't saying this trying to be an ego. My special was the hottest shit they had on that motherfucker for a long time. My shit, I became famous off that special when they put it on there. It wasn't a Netflix special, but when they put my special on there, that shit blew up like powder kegs. But see, I should have been one of the people they was sought after, but then they got Chris Tucker, which his special was cool. They got Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart ain't really pulled nothing since, let me explain, because he became corporate. Dave Chappelle still funny, but Dave Chappelle is cocky funny where he can sit on stage and talk. When he was on Killing Me Softly, when he was looking at, and he was still gritty, you got to understand, when you start making that kind of money and people start keep on boosting your fucking ego, like you talk, I'm great, I know how to do these jokes, I can turn anything into jokes. Yeah, you only can do that because everybody there to adore you. Let's say you fall off, you try to come back, like 5 Heartbeat Eddie King Jr., and you come back and try to get on stage and try to pull that off. It ain't the same thing. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. And we'll definitely we do a live stream every Tuesday where we break down comedy specials. So we'll definitely do yours just for the so we let
and
the
it's
people
not
know.
it's not none of the things I say too. Let me do that disclaimer because people got soft skin now. Earthquake special was incredible and I'm proud of him. Dave Chappelle, I never met him, but it'll be an honor now. I hope he's a fan of mine as well as me of his. But it's just like, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Cat Williams. Cat Williams got 9 motherfucking specials. His first 8 was outstanding. You understand? Because Cat go hard. And the thing about it was, Cat was very distinguished, but Cat was never corporate. He never got in. They never see, once you get in where you're in, like, they had a fucking show that was synonymous to any, because nobody else was doing anything like that. Key and Peele shit was cool, but it just wasn't a Dave Chappelle. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So when Earthquake got a radio show, all that, Kevin Hart started getting his, he got Vodka, he doing Jumanji, doing all these little movies with The Rock. He funny, but he ain't funny. Yeah, you funny and killed in L.A. because L.A. is fake as fuck. And they just a celebrity, if you go to the other side of LA, the South Central, where the real motherfuckers hang out, you go down to Brea and all that, where you got Latinos living their life and ain't up there being fake, and you kill. That's different. They gonna love you, but they gonna hold you to a level. So when I say these things, he's still funny, but Kevin don't have to work as hard. You understand what I'm saying? Chris Rock probably gonna come out funnier than all of them if he wants to, because at the moment, if he writes this shit the way he supposed to, he can come out funny than all of them because he got something terribly done to him, and he had a pull from that.
Yeah.
Chris Rock Tambourine special was probably the best special I ever watched of his.
Super vulnerable too, like talking about his porn addiction and things like that.
Talking about his divorce.
Yeah, and his divorce, man, like super vulnerable.
Think about how he said a powerful thing. He's sitting up in this motherfucker with all these lawyers, and they all these lawyers trying to take my motherfucking money. He said, "Damn, I done made it."
Yeah,
that's a powerful saying there. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I look at, because I look at the greats, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, man, what made him great. That's why I get on stage and talk about my vulnerabilities. I don't get on stage. That's why people like to come and see me too, because I don't pick on them more than I pick on me. I pick on the idiocy, the dumb shit. Like when my special is about COVID, it's a lot of things about it is done. You can sit up and throw a frowny face and make it act like it's serious, but if you take that goddamn layer off and look in that picture and realize that they was fucking with us. Donald Trump was trying to joke about it, and we wouldn't even get it. Think about it. People die. They showed near funeral. UK, I just said that shit on stage about World War III. If you don't watch movies, you need to watch every movie and start learning from these movies, because the Wag the Dog. Come on, man. That fucking the war over. I ain't heard no more about it. Have you?
I heard Dave Chappelle got attacked. The headlines have just moved on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Oh, Ukraine, and I still. The news can't even keep nothing. Will Smith them helped us because it slapped us into something else where we stopped falling into this dumb shit where we are real again. You understand what I'm saying? It bothered me that he slapped Chris Rock because I was like, motherfucker, that was wrong, dog. I heard that. I heard for Chris. And I'm gonna tell you something. I think I said this before. I am a major fan of Will Smith. I met Will Smith when he opened up his studio called the Boom Boom Room. He had a big ass studio. They was trying to put music down. And I was invited. Nick Cannon was with Christy Milian at that time. I hollered at Chris. I knew Nick way back. Will Smith was in the middle of everybody looking like Black Jesus. Everybody was all around him. Oh, Will Smith. And I said, hey. And he pointed to me and I went, hey. And I reached out and he shook my fucking hand. And I was a fan the rest of my life after that shit. Yeah. I mean, I seen Jada, she was going on in the back, but I was just sitting up there in amazement that this how cool this brother was. And his persona is just so wonderful. You understand? And I understand how he got Chris to lower his guard and slap him because it's Will Smith.
Exactly.
It's like, oh my God, man, it's my nigga. You know, I want to be around him. But here he slapped me, you know. And then that just took away that you didn't even have to do that, dude. You are Will Smith. You could have said, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth from his chair. Yeah. And Chris Rock would have said, I'm sorry. And moved on with the show. I guarantee. I would have. Not that I'm scared of him. I respect him too much. Mm-hmm. To just like, I'm sorry, bro. Because all the shit they going through in their life, in their house, I feel bad for him, man. Because I'm looking like, dude, I understand any man that love his woman. Like I love my wife, man. And sometimes you let them have too much of your heart. And then when you pull back, you look like a bad guy because you're trying to keep them happy because you love them. But then sometimes a woman, she loves you, but you can't. If you read the Bible, God didn't want men to get married. He said, but if you can't, and I said that on stage. When you're talking about a good man, a good woman, find a wife is a good thing. But that's one of the excerpts of the Bible. He didn't want you to get a wife because it'd take your interest away from him.
Huh.
Read it.
Whoa.
Read that scripture.
All right.
Because see, that the main thing about that people don't understand, we all read that part because that's the woman part. But we don't read the honest part because, yes, the carnal lust, yes, that. But God really didn't want you to do because he know that woman, think about Adam and Eve. Eve disrespected God, listened to a damn snake. God just made her ass. She get down there, listen to a snake, started eating in front of the tree of knowledge. She wasn't supposed to eat no damn tree of knowledge. He told her, look, heifer, this is my job.
Heifer, yeah.
I know he didn't talk
that
like
was in the scripture for sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm paraphrasing.
Said heifer there.
Yeah, I think heifer, something like that. You know, look here, woman. But he told her that, you know, he told her, but then she listened to a damn snake. But Adam's job was to check her, kill that snake, and get it, but he didn't. He wasn't on his job because God gave him something spectacular. You know that booty was good.
That was in the scripture too, I believe. Yeah, that was
that fresh from the source. God made God don't bullshit off the bat.
That's where eating groceries came from.
That's right. Them groceries, that damn right. Them groceries, that garden, that's the garden of Eden right there. That's the fruit of knowledge, that tree of knowledge right there. Hey, you know Eve was off the chain and she was beautiful. God don't play. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when he made her and then she disobeyed and he disobeyed, she got mad at him. Like, look, he tried to save her. He ran off with her instead of coming to ask God for forgiveness. They could have went back in the Garden of Eden if he would say, I'm sorry, Lord, please forgive me. God would have forgave him. Adam was his first. his his first child that he was trying to give. He named the animal and all the thing when he just knew earth he was doing, but he didn't say sorry. He didn't apologize because he a father. He would have been like, all right, I understand. I know it was good. Boom, boom, boom. He could have had that candid talk with God because, hell, man, his booty changed everybody. You see guy to get booty, they totally different. You sure you got boys when they was goofy, y'all can play, hang out, next thing you know, he get with Cindy and you can't even hear him. What the heck you been doing, Roger? Where the hell you in? Hey, man, I'm in a relationship now.
The burning bush.
Right.
Get around a little bit.
That burning bush. Dude, hey, look, all through the Bible, women have been very destructive in a man's thought because he would never give it up. David killed man after God's own heart, had her husband go off the war so he can get with Bathsheba. That's in the Bible, baby.
I got to brush up on my Bible.
Yeah,
I just look like a youth pastor. I'm not really.
Yeah, I know you do. You look like, glad you joined us today for Open Book Testament.
Because I'm here to lay hands on Lavell here. I look like I'm about to.
Jim Baker's baby boy.
From Joel Byers to Joel Osteen out here.
Yeah, Joel Osteen out there. I've got a funny story before I start. Man.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, dude, see, the thing is, I'm 53, man. I'm getting closer to heaven than anybody. I'm getting closer to heaven every day, so I want to understand
of course.
And live that life. Because I said, this is breaking news right here. I didn't even tell this to Comedy Hype. I mean, I got 10 more years in this comedy game.
Huh?
I got about 12 more years in the comedy game. I'm retiring. I'm going to be a minister.
What? Why 12?
Well, I'll be 65.
Oh, you're catching retirement like you're a teacher or something.
I'm retiring. I'm going right. I'm going to start. And if I save one soul, that's all I need. I owe God that. Because he blessed me to make a living doing something, telling jokes. I'm not giving out no product or nothing. I'm telling jokes and making a great living at. And I won't reward him with a soul or something that I can give back to him.
Yeah, like when I started comedy, I was about to graduate college, and then I prayed was like, do I need to follow this degree in business, or do I need to follow like this comedy thing I've been always wanting to do? And I prayed on it, and then like woke up the next day like, oh, I'm gonna go do comedy. Mm-hmm. But I haven't really. Yeah, I feel like
show business. You doing business? You doing show business?
That's true. I just haven't, I guess, given back in a way. Like you're saying, you want to like give back. I haven't really.
Always. You pay your tithes and offering, and that's giving back. Take that $20 and give the Lord out of that $200. And that's all it is. He don't ask for much.
Okay.
God don't bother you about something. God, that story of the prodigal son, you remember? God, he gave all his riches to his first son. He took it and he left. Went and party, kicked it and everything. Wound up being broke after he spent all his money, eating with swine, came back and apologized to his father and said, hey man, I'll be a slave. Just let me come back home and be a slave. His father said, you ain't gonna be no slave. You my son, player. Bring out my fattest calf. My son is returned to me. And the thing about that, what they're telling you, guys say, you don't matter what you've done. I'll forgive you and let you come back. It's nothing you can do unless you commit suicide where you can't, you dead, you here, and you gotta go. I'm sorry, I could have saved you. But otherwise than that, he understands.
Boom.
He understands. I mean, dude, this game is fickle, but you get that 10% and thank you, man. Mm-hmm. Just don't turn away from him.
Okay.
And so it's simple, man. And like I said, man, I'm not gonna ever sell my soul for video fame. You know what I'm saying? Cause see, you look at Dave, Chris, you look at Kev, those guys, and I ain't saying they sell their soul, don't get me wrong. Tiffany Haddish, they always in the eye. Everybody looking at them. I'm in the eye a lot. It seems like sometimes it turns up louder, sometimes it turns down. But I can't go a lot of places without being recognized. I get recognized like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Or it's like, oh my God. Like I get off the plane in Newark, New Jersey. It's 50 students came from Atlanta from a business convention that was just here. And they saw me and one kid walks over the representative, and he said, excuse me, anybody say you look like Hugh from Breaking Bad? I said, yeah, well, I guess because I am here. You are? Kid freaked. all white kids too.
Uh-huh.
Hey, oh my God, man, they surrounded me. And then it became a Q&A, taking pictures, a photo op. It was incredible. It was wonderful. You know, and I mean, and the thing about it is, I can't believe I didn't even have many lines. I think if you count all my episodes of Breaking Bad, I got 10 lines.
But you're unforgettable. When people
much.
see you, like they don't forget.
Yeah,
you know?
I guess so. But in that, I realized how much God has blessed me, man. And I mean, dude, me from telling jokes, I'm on a drama, probably the biggest TV show that'll ever exist besides The Sopranos.
Yeah, for real.
People have been talking about Breaking Bad, and it's been over for a long. They did a little movie, and it wasn't even about Breaking Bad. It was about Jesse. So in that aspect, I look at, man, you know, you ask me like, do I think I'm sure? I know I am. I can't get what I think is success. Like you say, 10 years. I can't get what I think is success, but I know I am successful. And the thing about it, I can't take away from that. Instead of stop lying to myself that, man, I'm ultimately blessed. I got everybody on payroll, my family, I'm taking care of everybody. You know, my son is healthy. He lives a life where he buys tennis shoes off of a Fight Club for $2,000 and look kid, and he walking. I can get what I want when I want it, you know. So to a limit, but you know, I know that I am blessed, and I know that I am successful, and so when like you said, I have a lot of expectations, you know, and don't get me wrong, you always you have expectancy, but you don't put it on yourself because you're gonna get that. You write out your prayer book or write out your put up your vision board and just say where the heck you want to go, what you want to do. And, you know, and I think God gives it to you when you're ready.
Boom.
You know, because you might get all that success and you married. Okay, so you might leave your wife.
No. Don't listen, babe. Don't listen, honey.
No, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying before you're ready.
Oh,
no,
gotcha.
Before you're ready. You got a kid?
No.
Okay, yeah. I ain't saying you're going to leave your wife. I said before you're ready. And see, because that's the thing about when you ever seen Crashing? With Pete Holmes. Yeah. Look at that whole story. It's vice versa. She left him, but think about it. You know, his life started changing and metamorphosizing. It's just a thing about life builds on its own. You gonna look up. You watch. You gonna look up, and next thing you know, you gonna be in every club around the country.
Speaking, I appreciate you saying that.
You gonna be on Self-Made and all that. I watch. I mean, you got the face. You got the face. You can probably do the Ted Bundy story.
I mean, I had the face. Yeah. This face ain't what it's about anymore. This whole too white to fail face.
Nah, you still got it. I mean,
I appreciate that, Lavell.
Like you look at Gary Owens.
Right.
I mean, Gary, he reached his levels, but Gary nonstop. He keep going. He keep going. People, his tenacity is what make him. It ain't that he do black clubs. Gary goes hard.
For sure.
All the time on that stage. He don't play.
Yeah.
And I can't take that away from him. Even though I talk about his ass bad, I can't take that away from him. And I gotta respect him.
Preach. So. Yeah, well, I see the features on stage. So we'll get out of here. As we end here, is there any closing advice for up and coming comedians? Like any favorite comedy advice that you've gathered over your experience?
Well, I got something for you. It's all in my book on Amazon called The Comedy School Guide to Stand Up.
Boom.
And you can go
we'll link that in the show notes.
Yeah, you can go get that right now. That's volume 1. Volume 2 will be out in a couple of more months. I'll be I'll be giving the same advice that I told you right here. And basically it's a small book. It's not a thick book because a lot of it is just it's a manual. You know, manuals ain't thick. You don't have no 35 pages of what you're supposed to do. No, it's like 70-something pages, and it got little lines in it to write your jokes in,
Perfect.
Your ideas. So that is how I believe giving a comic some advice because it's all on you.
Yep.
And at the end, like this next book, I'm gonna put a little reflector in there because I'm gonna say it's you. You have to do it. You know, I mean, Cause I had a young guy at Whole Foods today. God bless him, good kid. He working making pizzas. He come up, man. He said, I'm a big fan. I said, thank you, bro. He said, man, put me in something, man. I can do it. And that's so funny to me. And I said, bro, I can't just, okay, come on. You get you in this movie.
Right.
I said, dude, if that's how life happens, you think you be selling pizza? But I did give him some of the breakdowns of things. And I realized I'm going to have to write an actor's guide, too.
I love it.
Of little things that I know.
I love it.
I'm just going to give you the just some guidelines. I can't give you what I say in the book. I don't know if it's gonna work for you.
So gotta do the work.
But my book on Amazon right now.
Boom.
Go get it, baby.
And the final thing, could you look in the camera, say your name, and why people should listen to Hot Breath?
Was it Hot Breath?
Hot Breath.
Okay.
Right here. Hot Breath.
Okay. Hey, this is Lavell Crawford, comedian, Grammy nominee, SAG Award winner. I'm talking about my accolades. And the reason why you should listen to Hot Breath is because this young man here about to be a big star and he ain't gonna be doing it no more.
We out here. Look, honey, it's working. Thank you so much, Lavell, man. It's an honor to sit down with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking us out. I'm glad we got this done.
Already. Woo!